Make your last several minutes of the class really count. It is not just, oh, we've run out of time again. Once that'll happen to you, I'm sure. But think about how you're going to end your class. You might even have something prepared that you read, a poem or read the Bible verse for the day. You could end with 3 questions and say, whom were we speaking about? What happened? What didn't happen? What should have happened? Or a way that you have of your own that you like to close the class. A review of some sort or other, going back and realizing that they heard something that you want them to remember all week. And you might say, Jim, what was the most important thing for you today? Judy, what about you? Joe, how about you? There are a lot of ways to end a class, but make sure that your last several minutes really count. And in that, you may have 2 decisions that you want them to make. 1, to put their trust in Jesus Christ. 2, to apply the lesson specifically. That's what Jim and Judy and Joe, what we're asking them to do. How are you going to use this in your life? You may say, for the trust, you might say, if you're not certain of your salvation, stop me after class and we'll spend a couple minutes and I'll show you again those verses that I spoke about, and you can have the assurance of your salvation before you leave our class today. You can know where you're going when you die. Or you might say, raise your hand or close your eyes, or I want to talk to each of you afterwards who is a visitor today. A lot of ways you can utilize those last several, but make them count. Make sure. I know of a person who wrote 5 questions down, and before people could leave the class, it was a small class, before they could leave the class, they had to answer all 5 to his satisfaction before they left. Anyway, but make sure that you are using that time, and it's not just, well, we'll pick it up again in verse 26 next week. Okay? So be careful that you think about how to utilize those minutes. Could be 3, 4, 5 minutes that you are recapping your class and the things that you wanted to make important. Maybe repeating the first sentence that you said at the beginning of class. Well, enjoy experimenting with your students and use those minutes wisely.